Good afternoon and welcome to World News on ABS Television. I am Ifeyinwa Arono. On the news this afternoon, more than a dozen people have died in Tokyo as Japan struggles to cope in record-breaking heat. At least 14 people are known to have died in the Japanese capital alone, with reports saying that the total number of people who have died since the heat wave began on July 9 has reached 30. The highest recorded temperature in this current heat wave was 40.7 degrees centigrade in the central Gifu prefecture. Tens of thousands of people between the ages of 1 and 105 have received hospital treatment. The Education Ministry is urging schools and universities to take measures to prevent heat stroke after a 6-year-old boy died following an outdoor class at his elementary school in Aichi Prefecture, central Japan. The heat wave is also reviving concerns about the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, which will be held during the summer. And on to Palestine, a Palestinian was killed in an Israeli air raid in the Gaza Strip after Israel said one of its aircraft targeted a group launching balloons carrying firebombs. 3 other people were wounded in the attack east of Rafah in the southern Gaza Strip, the health ministry said. A family member said the Palestinian killed was working as a border policeman in the Hamas-run enclave. Reports say a 22-year-old man, apparently a member of the Qassem Brigade, the armed wing of Hamas, was killed. Israel has pledged a tougher response to Palestinians who have for months sent balloons and kites carrying firebombs over the border fence to burn Israeli farmland. Palestinian protesters involved in the petrol bomb attacks told reporters they will continue sending balloons and kites until Israel lifts its 20-year-old blockade on Gaza. Well, U.S. President Donald Trump has invited Russian leader Vladimir Putin to visit the U.S. in the autumn. His press secretary Sarah Sanders says. Sarah Sanders tweeted that discussions for the visit were already underway. Earlier, Mr. Trump rejected a proposal by Mr. Putin to allow Russia to question U.S. citizens. The two leaders held a summit in Finland on Monday. A few details of what they discussed have emerged. Controversy has, however, raged over the Helsinki summit, with Mr. Trump having to correct his own words from the press conference which followed. Mr. Trump said the summit with Russia was a great success, except with the real enemy of the people, the fake news media. He said, "I look forward to our second meeting so that we can start implementing some of the many things discussed, including stopping terrorism, security for Israel, nuclear." The announcement appeared to come as a surprise to U.S. Director of National Intelligence Dan Coats, who was told about it during a live interview at the Aspen Security Forum in the state of Colorado. He laughed and said, "That's going to be special." Well, police says at least 11 people have died after an amphibious dock boat carrying tourists sank in stormy weather in the U.S. state of Missouri. The vessel was carrying about 30 people on Table Rock Lake, a popular tourist attraction near the town of Branson, when it capsized. Divers have been searching the lake for about 5 others who are missing. 7 people were taken to hospital, 2 of whom were seriously injured. A spokeswoman for the Cox Medical Center in Branson, Brandy Clifton, said that 4 adults and 3 children had arrived at the hospital shortly after the incident. It happened as a line of powerful thunderstorms rolled through the American Midwest, uprooting trees and downing power lines, resulting in a weather warning. Video footage shot by a witness on shore showed 2 dock boats struggling through choppy waters and spray. One of the boats made it to shore, but the other was driven back by the wind and gradually swamped. Stone County Sheriff Doug Rader said one of his deputies was on board at the time and had helped to rescue some of the passengers. Well, British authorities are deploying children as spies in covert policing and security operations, a new UK parliamentary report has revealed. Some of the minors tasked with gathering intelligence are under 16, the report said. The report was produced in response to proposals brought forward by government officials to extend the amount of time a person under the age of 18 may be used as a covered human intelligence source from 1 month to 4. Lord Tregane, chairman of the Secondary Legislation Scrutiny Committee, said the policy of using young people as CHIS had caused considerable anxiety among committee members, and he expressed concerns about relaxing current restrictions. The Home Office, the ministry responsible for law and order within the UK, said covered operators under 18 may have unique access to information, particularly with criminal gangs, but are used in very small numbers. And back home, the Minister of State for Aviation, Hadi Sirika, says the new national airline, Nigeria Air, will require an initial capital of between $150 million and $300 million. Minister Sirika said the government would not own more than 5% of the new carrier. He made the comments while providing details of the airline at the Farnborough Air Show in London, England. The minister noted that the government would provide the initial capital, but did not state the sum or give further details, stating that the government will facilitate the process for opening up the capital of the airline to private sector financial investors. He stated that the private operator, sought through a public-private partnership process, would manage the airline without interference. Nigeria Air will serve domestic and international markets and is expected to have a fleet of 30 aircraft in 5 years, with hubs in Lagos and Abuja. Decades of neglect and lack of investment have left Nigeria with low-quality infrastructure seen as a hurdle to prosperity. The government has said that upgrading it will require private investment. The government plans to launch the airline in December. And Sultan of Sokoto Alhaji Muhammad Saad Abubakar has condemned the wave of violence across the country, warning that the nation risks dire consequences unless the situation was curbed. The Sultan, who is also the President General of the Nigeria Security Council for Islamic Affairs, spoke in Abuja at a summit on the integrity of the 2019 general elections held in partnership with the Nigeria Interreligious Council. The Sultan said, as Christians and Muslims, we know the sacredness of life, that we cannot go about killing innocent people and claiming to be doing so in the name of religion. Alhaji Abubakar noted that all of us must rise up against those people involved in killings, as it is not right and must be condemned and removed from our communities. He said we have a very common problem of thuggery, violence, terrorism, shedding of innocent blood, among others. We must come together and solve this problem. The Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Eniton Ogunwusi, who was also at the event, urged the country's leaders to develop the youths. Well, that's world news at this time, but don't forget that you can listen to news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by logging on to our website, www.absradiotv.com. Do like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/absradiotelevision, and also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. And that's the news. Thanks for watching. I am Ifeyinwa Arono. Do have a lovely afternoon.